Do you remember this video? Maybe you're wondering, wow, that's a funny coincidence. Or what a contrast. I wonder what happened in the background. That's what I thought until recently I came across this video, what's happening in Myanmar. And in it, I found background, the history, and how it happens. So, to give you some backgrounds, from 1962, 10 years after the independence, the military led by General Ne Win launches the coup and they take full control and shuts down democracy. When economic collapse and corruption everywhere, that leads to massive uprising in 1988 called 8888 Uprising, where students protest and military massacre thousands of protesters. And finally, the military held the democratic election. Hey, the military has to act fast and do something, right? And they did. By ignoring the election result. Fast forward to 2015, the election takes place yet again. NLD wins massively, and Aung San Suu Kyi became de facto leader. And in 2020, she wins yet again. And the military said, you know what? We can just throw her to jail. This is a full blown civil war happening right now. And no one talks about this. Why? And the bigger question is, what is the future of Myanmar? To understand this, let's understand their demographics. Myanmar has roughly 55 million population, mostly young people, high unemployment and low productivity, with 65 to 70% still live in rural area, with 50% of the worker depends on agriculture. The urban center like Yangon, Mandalay, and Naypyidaw had services and trade, but bottlenecks by instability. Myanmar had multiple ethnic states with different economic conditions, with some ongoing conflicts in border regions with China, Thailand, and India. Poverty spiked again to 40% after the coup. But how exactly this translate to the country's income? To find out, I met with local exporter from Jakarta that has been doing business with Myanmar.
So my name is Mustiko.
Hmm?
I'm a gemstone manufacturer based in Jakarta, Indonesia. So I produce jewelry from color stone and minerals.
So you said earlier that you get most of your imports from Myanmar. Is it correct?
So Myanmar or Burma has been our main supplier for the last decades. It's actually the largest producer of rare earth after China.
Really?
Yes, and interestingly, the production actually spiked after the 2021 coup. And they also export to China over 170,000 tons worth 3.6 billion US dollar. They also produce other products like tin, copper, jet, and gems. And 80% of that they export to Thailand, China, and India.
Oh, interesting. It seems like China has been doing business in there lately. Do you think China has significant interest over their resources or maybe geographical location?
Yes, indeed. Apart from the mining business, even from its geographical area itself, Myanmar has benefited a lot from bordering with China. Very easy access for trades.
So, how costly for you to import and manufacture your product here in Indonesia?
They are very cheap. So in Myanmar, 70% of population are live in rural areas. So the labor cost is so cheap. You know, for the contract workers, the wages is 80% lower than permanent employees. So I get benefit from those.
Wow, that that is really cheap.
It is what it is.
So, lastly, do you yourself affected by the tariff?
Of course not, because Myanmar is part of ASEAN, so they get benefit from free trade agreement.
Okay, Mr. Musiko, thank you very much for the interview. Positioned between China, India, and Southeast Asia, Myanmar serves as a crossroads of trades and has been benefited from FTA and RCEP. It sits right on the China economic corridors, which serve as their gateway to the Indian Ocean. I think that's why China has been invested in this current situation. After the coup, China is still really invested in the Myanmar's economy. But why exactly does the foreign investment, specifically trades, is still really low compared to the Asian countries? Now I have a friend who is a business lawyer. Jay?
Thank you, Harith. Now let's get into the regulations. Myanmar uses tariffs that align with ASEAN, which means that the rates are lower than they used to be. FTA and RCEP also contribute to those rates. After the 2021 coup, Myanmar introduced some of the strictest currency controls in Asia. The central bank forces exporters to convert a large portion of their US dollars into Myanmar kyat at the official exchange rate, which is much weaker than the real market rate. For example, official rate is 2,100 kyat per USD, but actually, market rate has gone beyond 3,000 to 4,000 USD at times. This makes the official rate unrealistic. As importers, you must get FESE's approval before buying USD to pay for overseas suppliers. Banks cannot freely exchange foreign currency, and unauthorized FX trading is criminalized. Those are some of the examples that makes the Myanmar economy so difficult to grow, because it's hard to attract foreign investors. Myanmar also has sanctions by Western countries, and that includes frozen assets, bans on doing business, export controls, and restrictions on financial transactions. So it's extremely difficult for Myanmar to attract foreign investors as there is a political instability and constantly changing policy. That's all for me. Back to you, Harits.
There we go. Turns out that restriction, weak economy, and unstable politics makes it really hard to attract foreign investor. And even the official kyat rate is unrealistic. Wait, what is kyat? Okay, guys, now I'm with Zia, my friend. Can you tell us about yourself?
Hi, I'm Zia. I'm a financial analyst currently working with PwC.
Okay, thank you, Zia. Now, what do you want to teach me today?
Okay, let's take a look at these coins. There's 16 of the silver ones, and that 16 is equal to one gold coin. Historically, Myanmar has been using this currency before the colony arrival, and it's called kyat. This one is a silver kyat, and this one is a gold kyat. Then the British arrived, and they introduced the rupee, which is an Indian currency system. But in the 1897, they issued paper currency, which it is written in Burmese language.
So, what happened after the British left?
So fast forward to 1952. The country of Myanmar replaced rupee with Myanmar kyat, or MMK. That issuer became the Union Bank of Burma. That later turned to CBM.
Oh, CBM is Central Bank of Myanmar, right?
Yes, exactly.
So, we already learned about exports, imports, the regulations, and the currency. Now, I need someone who could piece all of this together so we can understand it better as a whole. I think I have someone in mind. Hmm. Come, come. Hey, Dan,
Yo, what is it?
can I talk to you for a second?
Yeah, sure.
Like, just a few questions if you don't mind.
Yeah, just ask her.
All right. How does Myanmar open economy policy affected its economic growth?
I think you should just ask me such a complex question. Why don't we just sit over there and just discuss it together?
All right. All right.
Right.
So, what do you want to show me?
So, what do you want to ask?
Okay. Let's establish first
Hmm?
what is an open economy.
So, basically, open economy just means the country is not closed off, so it allows trade, companies, or even investors to in and out freely into that specific country.
I see.
Yeah.
And in case of Myanmar, do you think it's an open economy?
For Myanmar, yeah, absolutely. In the past, it has been open since 1988, but after the coup in 2021, the situation got so much worse, like more restriction, the currency is weakened, and eventually many investors pull out from Myanmar. And now Myanmar is the least open economy in ASEAN.
Yeah.
So in the GCV statistic, the data shows that Myanmar is only at 60%. For comparisons, such as Malaysia is at 131%, Vietnam at 190%, and even the highest among all is Singapore at 319%.
Oh, I
Yeah.
see. But I heard that Myanmar has a lot of exports
Mm.
going from there, especially in the mining industries. I heard that it's increasing every year. What happened?
So yes, the mining industry export is increasing, but Myanmar also had a garment industry, which was one of the biggest. So based on this data, the garment industry still remains unstable due to factories closure. So from 2022 to 2023, the total export increase only slightly from $60.2 billion into $17.1 billion. So only small increase. And also, you should know that the biggest contributor is actually natural gas at $4.8 billion.
Okay.
And the second one, then garment for $1.3 billion. And their GDP is also after the COP is at 18%, but with recent data, it's around 2%. So it's still far below average Asian countries.
Okay,
Yeah.
wow. So we know that their economy is now struggling, right?
Yeah.
But what about the people?
Yeah, it's very interesting. So before the reforms of the military regime, the rate is about 48%, and it peaks at 2017 at 25%. But like it almost halved in one decade, but it all went back to 40% at 2024 because of that situation. So it's not looking good over there.
Yeah, 40% of poverty rate, right?
Yeah, it's very high,
Yes. The crisis didn't begin in 2021. The crisis began when corrupt regime stays in power. The country has now faced the consequences of decades of oppressive military regime and political decay. What we're watching now is an economy adapts when the state loses credibility and refuses to let go of power. The real question isn't whether Myanmar economy will change in the future. It's whether it can be rebuilt before it becomes permanent.